Hello and welcome, yogis. Today we're going to be working toward some jump throughs, but in the meantime we're just going to get like a whole body practice like we so often do. Let's find a seated position. A little cushion could feel nice. And as we settle in, we can roll the shoulders back, make some movements in the neck. And then close the eyes to settle in. Find that whisper sound at the back of your throat for Ujjayi breath. When you empty, empty all the way. And as you fill, fill fully. Continue that. While we're here, we're going to take hands to the knees, send the chest forward, looking up. Exhale, round everything, pull the blades apart, get empty. Once again, inhale, heart forward, pinch the shoulder blades together. Exhale, empty out, draw the tail underneath you. One more time, heart forward. Exhaling, empty. Come on up to neutral. We're going to take the backs of the hands down into your lap. And then try to get a stretch through the top of the wrist. So I have to bend the elbows in, sway a little side to side. Or even in circles. You can roll the fists in, squeeze, and then roll the wrists in circles one way and the other. I'm eager to get moving, so let's come on to all fours. We'll sway the seat left and right. The whole spine can snake. Rock over to the right knee, right hand, extend the left leg down, left arm reaches up and across. This is how we're getting into the side body this morning or this evening. And back into neutral, rock over to the left side, extend the right leg on the ground, right arm reaches up, and then over. Find your side body stretch. And then back at neutral. Let's sweep the left arm up to the sky. And then tuck it way, way under. See if you can reach it even farther over. Clasp palms or wrap the right arm around. Do what you like. Breathing. Plant your right hand, left arm sweeps all the way up once again. And then down. Let's empty out in cat shape. Arching, look up, cow. And then neutral. Sweep the right arm to the sky, lean back, open up. And thread the needle, reaching. Let's see if you can reach even farther. Clasp fingers. Or wrap that left arm around. Do what you like to do. Plant your left hand. Right arm reaches to the sky. Open the heart. And then plant your hands. One more time. Get empty in cat. Inhale, arching for cow. And then take it into neutral. Let's tuck the toes. Move on into downward facing dog. Bending each knee. Onto toes, bend the knees, send your hips to the right, reaching, pushing. Through center, up on toes, bend the knees, send the hips to the left, really pushing. Back at neutral, step the right foot outside right hand. Left foot outside left hand. Lengthen. Let's get a simple fold. You can be soft at the knees if you like. Bend your knees, lift the heart, and just act like you're hanging out in this restful shape. You can move around side to side, pushing your knees away. Back at center, reaching all the way up. Parallel feet, lock thumbs, reach high. And come on into neutral spine. Get the feet close together and we'll establish Tadasana. Find a focal point. Settle. We'll take hands to the heart. Take this time to set yourself an intention for your practice today. Get empty. Inhale, arms go wide and reach them overhead. Exhale, a slow dive down. Inhale, flat. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Rock a couple times. Wake up these legs. Then step back into plank position. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Lifting for a low cobra. Exhale, dip the chest. Roll into child's pose. It's brief. And back into downward facing dog. And you make the shoulders longer. Onto toes, bend the knees, send the seat way over to the left. Be pushing. Through center on toes, bend the knees, seat to the right, still pushing. Back at dog, we'll step the left foot outside left hand. Right foot outside right hand. Sink low, Malasana. Enjoying it like you're just taking care of something on the ground. Notice how restful it has the potential to be. Find neutral prayer. Empty out. Find the locks as you empty. Root lock, belly lock. And on an inhale, we'll stand all the way up. Lock thumbs, reach high. Neutral spine, recalling your intention each time you move through this position. Relax the arms by your sides, really establishing Tadasana. We'll empty out. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, a slow dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Rock with it. Wake up your legs. And then step to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Could be to the ground or a chaturanga. Into a cobra or an upward facing dog. Shoulders back. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Arms extra long, but ribs hugging in. On toes, bend the knees. Send the seat to the left again. And over to the right. Playing with depth by now. Back at downward dog, looking forward. On toes, bend knees. You can step or leap to the top. Lengthen. Exhale, bow all the way down. Put a little bend in the knees. Utkatasana, inhale. Diving down, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back fill. Exhale, step or leap, chaturanga if you have it. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, downward dog. Let's slide the right leg up, spread those toes. Draw the knee in, wave forward, plant your foot. Rock a couple times. And then you'll set the back knee down. Cushion it if you like, because we're going to hang out by climbing up. We'll actually interlace the fingers low behind the back. Squeeze the blades, lift the heart. Perfect to stay here, or it's only if you feel comfortable you can play with kind of sliding down a little bit, but keep some integrity and length in the lower back if you can. And the neutral spine, unlace hands. Frame this foot, and we're going to rock into a standing split. So bearing weight into right foot, left leg lifts high. Doesn't have to be the highest ever. In fact, you can internally rotate that top leg, keeping the hips pretty square, so your leg's not going to get that high, but you're going to engage some muscle to find the flexibility. Keep the leg lifted, lift your heart, send the right hand underneath your shoulder. It might be on a block at this point. You're going to roll the left hip, and taking half moon, only we're going to try to exaggerate this lift of the left leg today. You might get a little cramping on the outer hip. That's totally normal. Reaching up. Take up space. Just a few breaths. right, we'll slowly set this down into warrior two. Open the heart, reach out wide. I'll make it a little funky. Bend that right elbow, reach toward the front, and then bend the left elbow, reach toward the back. And you can stay in motion like this a handful of times. Notice the strength of your legs, the engagement of your belly and the root lock. The fluidity of the spine, the shoulders, the arms. What's not letting go? Let's keep it up just a little longer. Move forward and then back into peaceful warrior. Just 2 breath cycles in the depth of it. And then keep reaching back, but you'll get to straighten that right leg. Keep zipping up at the lower locks to create height and openness through the chest. Let's breathe. Keep slowing the breath. Keep a strong center as you reach forward. Barely touch down as you make Trikonasana. Back of the right fingers into the right inner shin. Okay, push into that lower shin in order to revolve the chest up a little farther than usual today. Keep leaning back as well. Breathe big. Last few breaths if you'd like it. Wrap this left arm behind. Exaggerate how twisty you can become. And then come all the way up. Open the arms. Let's parallel the feet. Keep an arch in your spine if you can. Back bend as you slow dive down. Let the hands land, and then give yourself the stretchy fold. Come on up to flat. Let's get a headstand in, and we're using our headstand kind of as like a core move today to just initiate and activate at the belly and the hip flexors. So I'll encourage you, if you can, to keep your knees in a tight little cannonball at your chest. The only thing is, if you do that, you're gonna have to push extra hard through your elbows and shoulders in order to not kind of compress at the neck. So be aware of that. All right. Set yourself up, interlace fingers, plant elbows underneath the shoulders. Top of the head on earth. Find your way upside down. And then if possible, bend the knees and tuck them in towards your belly or your chest. Push hard through forearms. Re-extend, open out, keep the hips high as you slowly lower, on up to flat, pivot around, back knee on the mat, look over your right shoulder, and if you've got the openness, bend that back knee, reach for it, and spend a little time pulling the heel in. Let the hip flexors and the quads give over. All right, plant your hands. We'll step to downward facing dog. Wave it forward plank. Exhale, lower to earth or chaturanga. To cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. Slide the left leg high. Draw this knee in toward your nose, wave forward. Place your foot. Rock a couple times. And you'll set your back knee down. I encourage you to cushion, because we'll climb up. Interlace fingers, hug the belly and lift the heart. Now you can keep it just like that, but if you feel comfortable, you'll keep lifting the heart as you go farther and farther back. Work at your depth. Strong through feet, even squeezing inward through legs. Neutral spine, unlace, plant the hands. We're about to launch onto this left foot, building ourselves standing split. So go ahead. Right leg lifts, internally rotate at that leg, so your hip isn't going to really open too much, but you'll use your muscle actively to find the stretch. Keep this back leg lifted as high as it can get. Flatten your back, lift your chest, send the left hand underneath the shoulder so it's off to the left a little bit, maybe on a block. You'll peel the right hip open. So we're in a half moon, but we're gonna try to exaggerate the lift of that right leg. You might feel cramping like I do at the outer hip, totally normal. Toes a little down, right arm lifts, let's breathe. Taking it slowly, we'll land in warrior two. So big lunge back, foot to the back, arms outward. Keep your strong foundation, but we'll bend the left elbow, reach forward toward the top of the mat, and then bend the right elbow, reach toward the back of the mat, and then stay in motion. Everything beneath the navel is stable. Stable navel. Hugging in even at the root lock, but get so fluid, so watery at the upper body, the shoulders, the arms. Little while longer, be playful. Reaching forward. And then back into peaceful warrior, nice and deep for the first few breaths. Keep reaching back, but you get to straighten that left leg, making a stretch of it entirely, still lifting from the root. Stay strong at your center and move around it as you create Trikonasana. Back of the left fingers into that left inner calf to push into it. A little extra revolving through the chest and the spine. even a touch leaning back. Last few moments, you might wrap that right arm around to exaggerate the spinal twist. Get empty. And then stand all the way up. Let's parallel through feet. Interlace fingers low behind. Lift the chest. Get yourself a sweet fold. All right, climb on up to flat back. Now let's place the forearms down. Now you get a choice. I'm going upside down one more time. Could of course be headstand, could even be shoulder stand. But if you're up for forearm stand or dolphin, let's hang out with the elbows down. In dolphin, I would just take the legs together. Try to make a long angle through your shoulders. If you'd like to, take full forearm stand. And some of you might try bending your knees like we did in headstand, but I'll warn you, it's very challenging. Maybe you do one at a time. It's kind of easy if you hollow back, like take your hips beyond the level of your shoulders, the line of your shoulders. But it's harder to keep your hips right above your shoulders and tuck your knees in. It's a posterior tilt of the pelvis, like tucking your tail. It's just going to require a lot more of you. So see what works. Keep your hips high as you slowly lower. Recover with flat back. And pivot around to frame the front foot. Back knee down. Tip over to the right, look over the left shoulder. You can bend that knee. Maybe even grab the foot. Let's work on flexibility for a bit in the hip flexors and even this right side quads. Some of you feel it in the knee. If you want, you could even get a stretch at the top of the foot, top of the ankle. Release it, plant your hands, and move on into downward facing dog. Wave it into plank, lower, lift the heart, take downward facing dog. All right, listen up. Get your hands about halfway back on the mat, maybe slightly more than that. You're going to bend the knees and then crouch down low. I'm going to see if I can push through my hands, the whole palm, and send one foot forward. Some of you it'll be super easy. Some of you it'll require some finagling, but we're gonna do it with both legs. So right and left. That's all we're doing. Rebend, extend. So notice how you have to push. In fact, my palms are coming up. I'm gonna just make the effort not to lift my palms. So I'm gonna push through my blades, push through my arms. You're gonna feel like your arms are too long, but I assure you they're not, or too short, I mean. A couple more times each side. I know it's ridiculous, but we're working on compression this way, the tightness and squeezing of our hip flexors. All right, next up, set your knees down, untuck your toes. You're going to plant hands, push the earth, lift the knees, cross ankles, and see if you can drag them through. If that's not happening, then get onto some blocks. Cross, you might have to really, really wiggle, stay with it, squeeze it, push it, do what you gotta do. And it's not our only opportunity. So let's sit, extend the legs, flex the feet, reaching up, taking a simple fold. Paschimottanasana. Working the head toward your feet. All right, lengthen, come on up. I'm going to plant the hands. I'm going to ask you, this is kind of L-sit preparation. You're going to try to lift your seat and lift your right leg for a count of 5. We'll settle it, roll out the wrists, and then do the other side. When you're ready, push right down in front of the hips, lift your seat, lift the right leg if you can. If you're cramping, that's totally normal. For just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, make fists, roll the wrists in circles. And we'll even counter it like this. Take the hands behind you, fingers face you, bend the knees, lift your seat, and squeeze the blades. Breathe across the front shoulders. And we'll sit all the way down. We've got a second side. Same thing, hands right in front of the hips. You're gonna push so hard you lift the seat and lift the left leg too, just a count of 5. So when you're ready for it, inhale. Exhale, push and lift the left leg as well. Do your best, pulse it if you have to for just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down, roll out the wrists. Cross the legs, take the backs of the hands to the mat and bend the elbows backward. Rocking if it helps. All right, how are we getting through? We're going to hug the knees into the chest, cross the ankles. Let's start left ankle in front. You're gonna have a favorite. You're gonna push down into the ground. Now, some of you can float back no problem. You're invited to do that. Some of you will float back clunky. I'm talking to those of you who need to sort of take little steps back and just feel the motion. All right, so get back the way you like to. If you're with me, you're gonna take your hands right in front of the hips as we do. Wide enough to clear through your hips. Push, 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 lift. Get so high, you can wiggle the feet back, step back slowly, extend, and then lower to the ground. Lift up for cobra. Exhale, dog. Find each other here. Walk your hands a little more than halfway back. All right. So this time you get to do what we did before if you want to, and that's just drag your feet through. The second stage is going to be to hop your feet through with bent knees. So if you trust it, feel free to do it. You could use blocks, but I will just tell you that sometimes blocks become a crutch that is hard to wean yourself off of. So here we got it. I'm going to just think about compression, getting the knees as close into my chest as I can. I find it easier to cross my ankles and kind of point and tuck my feet under. It's common for the feet to touch or drag, so don't be afraid if that's you. I'm going to try to go slow and keep a little control, even though I am taking a little leap, okay? So, sitting all the way down. Feet got caught on my hands, so I'm going to be working on pushing a little harder to get some height and squeezing the knees in a little tougher, tighter. All right, so here's like a little drill. If you're sitting down on your hips or your sits bones, cross your ankles, you got to be able to push your hands farther than your toes. So you can see it's challenging. See if you can squeeze a little tighter. Find an angle for your feet that helps you to clear. And if you go down below, up above, down below, up above, see what it's going to take to find that motion. All right. This time, let's open the legs really wide. Get on some elevation if it helps. And we'll tip ourselves forward. Strong legs. Come on up, fold over the right leg. And then come halfway up, plant your fingers around that leg, point the toes, and see if you can lift on the leg. So you might want to be a little less wide than you started out. You lean the chest a little bit forward to lift the leg and pulse. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, even massage it if it helps. And then we'll fold over the left leg. At first, it's just to stretch. Enjoy. Come on up just about halfway. Your legs don't have to be very wide. You can point your toes just to keep the control and the awareness in the foot. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift that leg. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, face forward on the mat. We're gonna hug the knees. You might scoot toward the top of the mat too. Hug the knees really close into your chest. This time you're gonna cross the right foot or right ankle in front of the left. So remember, we're gonna try to tuck our feet in a way that helps us to clear all the way through. So I'm gonna do it this way, pushing, lifting the seat, and it's just a matter of inching the feet backward. It's still a compression drill. If you're able to hover the feet, that's amazing. You could do it on blocks, but once again, I'm kind of not recommending it because I don't want you to get stuck there. This is going to teach you the strength that you really, really need, even if it's frustrating at first. Hands out in front of the hips, lifting the seat. Dome the back, so push the blades away. You gotta send the heart a little bit forward as you wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Feet all the way back. Plank position, inhale. Exhale, lower to the ground. Let's get a luxurious cobra up on the fingertips. Lifting the shoulders, rocking side to side. Dip it all the way down. Find downward facing dog. Get one more little practice. Take your hands about halfway back, a little bit more than that. All right, I'm going to show it first. So eventually you do a straight leg jump through. Now, there's nothing easy about that. It's not only strength that's required, but it's an intense and pretty insane amount of flexibility. So if you're not sure if you have that flexibility, let's do the journey in reverse. We've done this before on my portal. You basically start in a standing forward fold, walk your hands back until you can trust, pouring weight down into the palms. You're going to try to slowly lift your legs basically into an L-sit. Do you need L-sit to execute this? Not really, but it definitely helps, okay? So you're going to pour your body weight back, lift through the hips or the legs, and settle it all the way down. So if you were able to do it in reverse, then theoretically, we can do it forward. All right, let's sit on heels toward the back of the mat. Here are our options. First one is what we had before. You're gonna drag yourself through. Second option is same idea, but leap yourself through. Third option, if you trust it, is try a straight leg jump through. Be careful. All right. I had to cheat. I came onto my fingers as it's been a while. So it takes quite a lot. Let me know how that went for you and which stage you're working at. As we're seated here, let's roll the left leg out to the side, pull the heel in. Stay here or bring it into half lotus. Point the knee forward, take a twist to your left. Bind it if you like. Stay in the twist for a little bit, pushing the knee down, hugging the root log upward. And then face the right leg, fold over it. Reach the left lung for the right side shin. Come on up, re-extend. Send the right leg outward. Pull the heel in. Stay in Janu Shirshasana or hook the foot. Point the knee way forward. Sit tall, twist to the right. If you can, take a bind. Let's keep this as a pose unto itself, pressing the knee toward the ground, using your root lock to shoot energy up the spine, sitting taller and taller. And then face the left leg, fold toward it, right lung aiming for the left side of the leg. And climb all the way up, re-extend. Let's do our last little jump back, crossing the ankles. This time we'll make it more fun. And that is to dive your hands pretty far forward. So that kind of skips over this whole strength building phase back here, which has you lift your hips, dome the upper back, send the chest forward, lift, lift, lift. It's crazy in the belly and the hip flexors, so we're not always going to skip it. But just for the sake of making it fun, dive your hands forward, take a nice high leap, get those hips up, and then land at either downward facing dog, or if you feel comfortable getting into chaturanga, go ahead. All right? Dive it through. Meeting together. All right, get onto your back any way you like. Bend the knees. Let's lift the hips right away. Interlace fingers, roll the blades together. Let's unlace. Support your lower back with your palms. Get your knees tucked way underneath you, and then let yourself glide forward if it's possible for you, just getting a big stretch through the quads, through the hip flexors. You could reach the arms up. You can either inch your way out or come on into wheels. Inching your way out means going up toward the top of the mat to relieve the pressure in your knees. Otherwise, climb up, 5 full breaths. And a slow lowering down. Rock the knees left and right. Send the knees off to the left outer ankle, across the right knee. Arms can relax. Let the lips be soft as well. Up through the center, uncross. Let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. Send the knees to the right. Super soft through the low back especially. Stay long in the back. And just start giving yourself over. Total passivity now. And on up through center. Let's extend the limbs long, give ourselves Shavasana. And we've also got enough time for a seated meditation at the end today, so you'll be invited to that if you wish. Let's take up some space. Soft through the brows. The lips, chest, hips, the fingers and toes. Let's come on back to deeper breath. Movement, stretching. We'll climb up for a final seat. I'm going to give us an alternate nostril breath today, Nadi Shodhana, with a call to balance the hemispheres of the brain. And if nothing else, to invite us into a state of rest and relaxation. So taking the right hand, take the first 2 fingers down. Last 2 fingers are going to cover your left nostril. Right thumb is going to cover the right nostril. Cover the right nostril first. Let's get an exhale through the left. Close that. Inhale right. Close and exhale left. Inhale left. Close and exhale right. Inhale right. Close and exhale left. Inhale left. Close and exhale right. Inhale right, and then keep it going for a few rounds. Your pace. Finish up with this cycle. Release the hands, breathing naturally now through both nostrils. Let the eyebrows soften. We'll sit in a brief dedicated silence. Thank you for being here, Yogi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May all beings everywhere be happy and free.